when I went to Vietnam, I went over as an engineering outfit, working on these big generators that supply power to the areas, And I ended up out on the DMZ, Quan Tree, uh, working on little old generators. And that was so boring to me I couldn't stand it, because I grew up like an excitement,
Right.
From a kid I was always like that. And I got so bored with it, I told a friend of mine I made over there that, you know, I couldn't stand it anymore. I was too bored. And he told me, he said, well, you can volunteer for the first Cav as a door gunner and they'll take you. I said, oh, all right. Yeah. I didn't know what was all involved with it. So I went in and put papers in for it. And 18 days later, I got my orders to move down south and to a place called Tay Ninh, and where the first Cav outfit was, and flying on helicopters. So I went on down there, and the sergeant of the platoon I was going to be in, he showed me around, and told me a little bit about the helicopters. And the next morning, I was sitting beside of a door gunner going on missions and watching what he did. Everything he did, I watched. Because the next morning, I was on my own. I didn't have time to learn stuff, at all. But next morning I was sitting in front of a M60 machine gun, working my trigger finger, get it loosened up. But I think the first mission I went on, it wasn't bad at all, and we didn't run into any problems. And but then the next day, well, it was hard. My job as a gunner, the regular gunner sat on the right side of the helicopter, and they had a gunner on the left side, which was called a crew chief. He was able to do some work on the helicopter. And I had to learn. Well, the right side of the helicopter was my responsibility. Everything from the helicopter out was my responsibility. Everything underneath the helicopter, going in, landing, flying in around the trees, watching the blades, make sure it don't hit a limb and stuff like that. I mean, you had to watch everything under and forward and back and out in front of you. I mean, and that was a lot for 18-year-old to get it one time like that. But I went ahead and started with it, and I got to where I liked it. The excitement. And well, heck, we'd get up and take off in the morning about 6 o'clock and come back about 7 o'clock in the evening, and flying all day, running different missions. And some days it was good missions, no problems. And then there there came the bad days, and the first mission I was on that was bad. We got shot down. We were flying a mission by ourselves, flying supplies into a South Vietnamese outfit out in the jungle, and we had to make several trips in to it, but the last, and it's supposed to be a concealed, oh Lord, what's the word for it? It's supposed to be a secured LZ, and but last time we went in, landed in the middle of it, we started taking fire sitting on the ground, and had a U.S. guy that was they called I can't think of the name. He was an advisor, a U.S. advisor for him, and so we landed there and started unloading it, and like I say, we were taking fire then, and the U.S. Advisor, he told us, I'll try not to say any cuss words, but he told us to get the hell out of there, and so we started going up, and got treetop level, and all hell broke loose then. We were taking fire from weapons that were, every time we got hit, it would shake the whole helicopter. And so the pilot went ahead and nosed it over to get out of there, and we were still getting shot leaving, and but we were flying treetop level to get away from the area, because flying treetop level, they can't see you until you're right over top of them, and then you're gone. And but the advisor told us when we started leaving that we were smoking, and which wasn't a good sound there. But we went on, and it weren't very far from where we just took off from, where our engine oil light zeroed out, and that wasn't good. And when it did, luckily we came over a rice paddy, and we put it down in the rice paddy. Hit hard, spread the skids out, and I fell out into the rice paddy, in the mud and the water, and so none of us got hurt, but it messed up the helicopter. And so the only thing we had to do, left to do, was take the machine guns off the helicopter and get down and get ready for take fire from somebody, and we saw these people coming down the trail, and we didn't know if it was the VC or not. Turned out it was the Arvins, the South Vietnamese troop, and they came there and they kept us covered, until they could get a helicopter in to get us out of there. But when we left out of there, the Cobras was a gunship helicopter. They'd come in when you needed help, and but they come after we left. They came in and destroyed the helicopter. Blew it up. keep the wrong people from getting hold of stuff on it. And but we made it out pretty good, you know, without any bad damage to our body anyhow. Which to me that was excitement. I mean,
Yeah, I would say so.
and cause your heart just a pounding, it's a lot going through your mind, you know, at the time. And but we'd go, you know, on different runs, and they'd be good. And then we end up on one that it was like it was straight out of hell. That's how bad it was.